Yeah, so there's a bunch going on. I just, as we recorded this today, it just was announced that TikTok is back on the App Store, the Google Store. What do they call it?
The Apple
Google Play.
You mean? I thought it was just Apple. I thought Google had put it back already.
There's the it's. I just checked on my iPhone, the App Store, and TikTok is indeed available for download.
According to my Truth Social notifications, yes, I got that. Apple and Google App Stores reinstate TikTok.
Yeah. Now, I do suggest that if you're watching this, don't download it because it will still, track all of your data forever. It's still
the
TikTok.
Same thing. It's still awful. Absolutely awful.
I can't imagine anyone deciding to download TikTok for the first time now.
Maybe they had such a good time with Red Note that they decided to, that they really missed out on the TikTok.
But I don't see how TikTok's going to be around for more than a few months.
I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Because I think Trump's order to delay the banning of TikTok there's a maximum of 75 days or 90 days or something.
I think it's 90 days.
So he can't legally delay it beyond then because there's a law already that TikTok has to either be sold or it needs to be banned, and it only gives the president like that 90-day margin.
He already kind of bent it though because to give that 90-day margin, TikTok was supposed to be showing in good faith that they're trying to sell to somebody.
And they are not.
Right.
Yeah, so he's already kind of been a little...
Yeah, I mean, okay, so, this whole thing, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what Trump is trying to do here.
That's very common sentiment, I feel.
Yes. I'm so confused. But at any rate, I don't see how legally TikTok can be around past the end of April. There's no way, right?
So what you're saying is buy Red Note stocks now. Actually, I'm wondering how many people are still actually using Xiaohongshu. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that was probably very short-lived. As soon as they realized, people who got on there realized it wasn't this bastion of free speech or whatever they were thinking it was. And then from the other side, China hired a bunch of English censors to basically drive a wall between the Westerners and the Chinese people because they don't actually like Chinese people mixing with outsiders.
Right, unless those people are trained to, do that sort of work.
Which you watching know from the People to People episode, premium episode, that I now forget if it's out or I have just recorded it.
It's not out, but it will be one of our premium episodes on our website, ChinaUncensored.tv.
Should be coming out this week. Yes. Yeah.
So this is you're talking about something that's in the future for the people watching.
I can process this because I'm enjoying. You like fluoride water? You like it?
I'm actually drinking coffee from this mug.
What's coffee made out of?
Manna from heaven.
On a deeper level.
So what you're saying is that the Israelites were just really jittery for 40 years.
You would have thought they would have gotten out of the desert faster if they had
caffeine.
All that caffeine.
Yeah. So at any rate, we're talking about Trump and the brief unbanning of TikTok, but that's not going to last.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting some of his moves on China. The tariffs are, in effect. We kind of brought up Shein a little earlier in Temu. So the restrictions on de minimis.
I mean, that was
that's great.
That's a huge loophole that thankfully was closed. I also found out that apparently some of these Chinese import-export companies have been faking shipping labels.
Oh, yeah?
There's this whole fraud thing where they're working with they're paying companies in the U.S. to create fake shipping labels for them so that it doesn't look so they can essentially ship for almost free. This is not anything to do with the de minimis loophole. It's just another way in which they were trying to evade import-export controls and having to pay more for shipping.
Yeah, because I think it's unclear to a lot of people that TikTok is a weapon designed by the Chinese Communist Party. So is Shein and Temu.
Right. I mean, what the can you explain, Shelley, the de minimis thing?
Essentially, it was a loophole so that like if you were importing or less than $800 worth of goods from a country, and it was like to a person, not to like a company, then you wouldn't have to pay the customs fees on it.
Right.
And then that also meant that essentially customs was not inspecting these packages.
Right.
So as long
Fentanyl.
as long as you were able to label that this is just like, oh, this is just like a pair of $5 shoes from Temu or whatever, then you didn't have to pay all of these extra like customs duties on it. Plus, then like it was so unregulated that that $5 pair of shoes might have actually just been a packet of fentanyl precursors. They wouldn't know.
Or in a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Or just shoes made out of solid fentanyl.
It's like that Cheech and Chong movie where the whole van is made out of marijuana. Up in Smoke. You never
I
watched
never
that?
saw that. That sounds funny.
It was probably very, very funny in the 1970s when it came out. At any rate, the other thing that's a horrible loophole is that U.S. taxpayers are subsidizing the cost of these giant Chinese companies to ship items to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically are shipping at such a low rate that it's a loss, but the U.S. government is essentially paying with taxpayer money for that shipping. And I never really understood the logic of why they get rates that are lower than domestic shipping, but they do.
Do you want to give the great example we've used about how screwy it is with the shipping?
Oh, yeah, that it's cheaper to ship from Shanghai to San Francisco than from Los Angeles to San Francisco.
Yeah, it's insane.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this highlight from our podcast, but there's a lot more. The full hour-long show is available on our website, ChinaUncensored.tv, and when you subscribe, you'll also get premium China Uncensored episodes, live streams, and a community chat with me, Shelley, and Matt, and hundreds of subscribers. And most importantly, you'll be supporting content you love. Check it out. The link is below.